In today's video, we're going to be going over a plethora of updates on a variety of different PlayStation 4 games, including a brand new Souls-like title that is coming very soon to the PS4. Looks rather good, so we'll go over that. The remaster that took the gaming world by storm yesterday, the wonderful 101, went up on Kickstarter, and they absolutely smashed every single goal that they set. They actually have one more goal to hit $1.5 million, but they're going to smash that by the end of the duration of the campaign. But they have raised way more money than I think people were expecting, and now we know the game will be officially coming to the PlayStation 4. That is, of course, a Platinum Games title that originally released on the Nintendo Wii U, but now it is coming to PS4 and a couple of other platforms, and Dreams coming to early access players ahead of launch, announced directly on the PlayStation blog. We'll go over that at the end of this video, but first up, a brand new Souls-like action RPG, an intense science fiction action RPG in Hellpoint will be dropping on the PlayStation 4 on April 16th. Coming from publisher Tiny Build and developer Cradle Games, they have announced the news, and if you don't know what Hellpoint is an intense dark sci-fi RPG set on a derelict space station orbiting an ominous supermassive black hole. Taking inspiration from games like not only Dark Souls, Dead Space as well, and movies like Event Horizon and Hellraiser, Hellpoint is doubling down on cooperative multiplayer with both split-screen and online support, while immersing players in a twisted narrative involving cosmic gods, quantum physics, and extinct space civilizations. The game is set in the aftermath of a massive quantum cataclysm called the Merge. You wake up on the board of the Irin Novo space station, a beacon of galactic cooperation and scientific exploration gone horribly wrong. What happens next will be solely determined by your choices. Souls-like gameplay in a unique setting, explore the derelict space station of Irin Novo and face bizarre enemies with a tight and unforgiving combat system. You've got an occult space story, a blending science and fantasy. The intensely atmospheric dark sci-fi setting will keep you searching for answers. Dynamic world, the quantic system acts as a dungeon master, slightly transforming the game world every time you die and triggering events as the station revolves around the black hole. Jump in co-op and player versus player multiplayer. Ask a friend to press start to join a couch co-op session or call for assistance online. Hellpoint offers a full uninterrupted co-op story with shared loot drops, and it's got split screen support. The full Hellpoint experience is available in jump in, jump out split screen multiplayer, and that's something some games have been going away from, so for Hellpoint to include that, hey, that's something I'm gonna be very excited about, and I'm very happy that they did decide to include that. There's a lot of information out about the game, and we might do an in-depth video on this title in the future, because I think as a Souls-like game, that's something a lot of you guys are super into, and there's a lot of information and a lot of interesting information about the game. I want to go over some of it, noting that Irin Novo, the space station, is a massive interconnected world full of mysteries, hidden passages, and secrets within secrets, all for you to explore in any order you like. More dread and shivers await you as you travel deeper into the darkest corners of this forsaken colony. Dozens of melee and range weapons and armor pieces to suit your playstyle. Every weapon has a unique special abilities that unlock the more you fight with them. A fascinating new sci-fi universe reminiscent of classic sci-fi movies set in the aftermath of a massive quantum cataclysm and complete with a deep lore and goosebump-inducing soundtrack. The space station orbits in real time around an ominous black hole that triggers various dynamic events such as boss appearances, horde assaults, as well as modified enemy stance and positions. If you're struggling, ask friends to press start and join a couch co-op session or call for assistance online. Again, the entire game can be completed uninterrupted in co-op. The loot is shared, and the experience of local player 2 is saved and not watered down. So if you're a fan of Souls-like titles, this is going to be a game to keep an eye on. I do have to be honest in saying that the visuals aren't anything to completely write home about. However, I think some of the aesthetic choices, I think some of the monster designs, those look really good, and I'm hoping for the best coming out of Hellpoint, and definitely a game that I'm going to follow over the course of the next 2 months as we inch closer to its release. Alright, next up, here's something that out of nowhere really took the gaming world by storm, and that's Platinum Games announcing a wonderful 101 remastered, and with that they launched a Kickstarter campaign, and they absolutely smashed through their goals. They initially had hoped to get $50,000 to fund the Nintendo Switch version of the game. A PC version would be had at $250,000, and then the PlayStation 4 version was ultimately at $500,000. So given their initial expectation at $50K, they absolutely smashed through those goals, and within the first day they had funded $1 million. That's within a 24-hour or so time period, which is absolutely crazy. Now, if you don't know what Wonderful 101 is, it was a game that was released on the Wii U, and obviously, Wii U, not a lot of people bought it. It did have some decent games, and some very good games at that. The Wonderful 101 was absolutely one of those great games, done by Platinum Games, one of the best studios, and it contains their high-octane and well-known action gameplay. And as far as the remastered version of Wonderful 101, it'll feature various refinements overseen by director Hideaki Kamiya to make the game more user-friendly for players. These improvements include on-screen directives, sub-menu placement, information pop-ups, and unique gameplay adjustments for new hardware. Although Kamiya feels the Wonderful 101 is already one of the largest games, completely new modes will be added if the corresponding stretch goals are met. These modes will be available later to backers, will receive them for free. About the Kickstarter campaign, it was noted backers will be able to support the campaign at a wide array of reward tiers and with exclusive goods ranging from the Wonderful 101 remastered soundtracks, comics, and art books to extremely rare one-of-a-kind items like pendants, custom-made masks, and jackets. There will also be a Defense of Blossom City social media challenge in which supporters can unite to achieve certain social media goals to open up additional rewards and increase awareness of the campaign. Director Hideaki Kamiya and producer Atsushi Inaba will also be actively involved in the month-long campaign, providing weekly updates with an inside look into the development of the Wonderful 101 Remastered and interviews with key team members. And if you don't know, Kamiya and Inaba were actually a pair that worked on some other very notable games. They worked on Okami, and they worked on Beautiful Joe. Wonderful 101 definitely shares some resemblances to Beautiful Joe from a presentation standpoint, so that's rather interesting. Just very exciting to see a game like this that did go a little under the radar all those years ago get a second lease at life with a remastered version, and I imagine that this version is going to sell really, really well just because there's been a gigantic spotlight put on it with this Kickstarter campaign. And even if you're not one of those people that are kickstarting the game right away, I feel like the awareness for this game is incredibly high, and I imagine that by the end of the campaign, it's going to easily fund $1.5 million, probably even inching closer and closer to $2 million. Obviously, the bulk of the funding is done within the first 24 hours of the campaign, and then it slowly trickles up from there. But as of a live analysis of the funding, it's at $1,205,000, so that is pretty insane for a game like this. I did not expect Wonderful 101 to have this kind of fandom, but it absolutely has that. To raise over $1 million within 24 hours or so, that is an incredible feat, and hey, good for them. It goes to show that a game like this that did go under the radar all those years ago, that it can come back and it can do some damage from a financial standpoint, some positive damage that I should say, but just really cool to see that. And of course, Platinum Games has this repertoire of amazing games, and I would love to see other games kind of go through this, other games that may have gone a little under the radar years ago, but there's that clamoring for them, and to see them come back onto new platforms, a game like Mad World, that would be cool to see a game like that come back. But obviously I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself for now. We can be excited for the Wonderful 101 Remastered as there's a lot of potential here. And by the way, with the 1 million that they've already cracked, that does include a time attack mode. 1.5 million will include Luca's first mission, a brand new 2D side-scrolling adventure starring a young hero. 1.75 million, they also noted a remix soundtrack featuring a secret special guest, so that's really exciting as well. The campaign will be running for the next 31 days, so a lot of time to hit that $1.75 million threshold, and I do imagine that they're going to hit that. Lastly, we have an update on the PlayStation 4 exclusive in Dreams. Good news, Dreamers, if you picked up the early access of Dreams, you get access to the full version starting February 11th. Noted by Abby Happy, communications manager over at Media Molecule, she noted, "We're excited to confirm that early access Dreamers will upgrade to the launch version of Dreams ahead of the February 14th launch date. We'll be releasing a creator patch update on February 11th that gives those players access to all the new content in Dreams from 12 p.m. GMT, 4 a.m. Pacific time, that's 7 a.m. Eastern. Following this creator patch, players will be able to play and enjoy all the new features coming with the official launch of Dreams. As far as content, they're releasing Art Streams. The feature film-length adventure follows former jazz musician Art as he dreams about his life past and present and realizes he needs to make amends with his fellow bandmates. The journey takes him through a series of dreamlike situations involving him and a whole cast of wonderful fantasy characters such as Debug, a helpful robot with an electric personality, and Francis, a hammer-wielding teddy bear. Will he get his shot at redemption, or will his dreams become nightmare? Outside of that, you've also got new creator kits, you've got new home space introduction, you've got an updated UI, you've got updated creation suite. They noted we've added a better thermometer tools, level analysis, and heat maps, camera bookmarks, and a whole new control scheme that uses left and right sticks, not the motion sensor function for players who prefer that option. We've also done a lot under the hood. Our best guess for how many changes have been made between the start of early access and now is, well, around 18,000. That's a lot of updates, and they've noted we've deployed bug fixes, much of it based on your feedback. Thank you, and added polish across the game, as well as a host of other smaller changes. The post concluded by saying, "Thank you for supporting us in early access. We can't wait to welcome you into the new improved Dreamverse ahead of schedule on February 11th. So that is, if you did invest into the Dreams early access, you'll be able to play that a little bit earlier. Otherwise, it drops February 14th. This is a game that is going to be released at a $39.99 budget price point, so I think from that standpoint, they're definitely getting the pricing right. Honestly, the longevity of this game will ultimately come down to the community creating compelling experiences. That is what it's going to come down to, and it's definitely going to be a game that over time is going to get better and better. We already know this is going to be a 10-year plan attached to Dreams, and it's going to be a game that's really going to evolve over the course of the next decade, so that's going to be really exciting to see. Is it going to deliver? I hope so. I love Media Molecule as a studio, and I really wish them the best. That's going to conclude this video. Again, Hellpoint will be dropping April 16th. If you're a fan of Souls-like titles, that's definitely one to keep on your radar. The Wonderful 101 will be coming remastered for the PlayStation 4, will also be coming to PC and Nintendo Switch, as they have smashed their stretch goals on Kickstarter, and Dreams will be coming to early access players ahead of launch on February 11th versus February 14th for everyone else. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.